Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to CEO of My Life Series Part 2. We have to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Derivatives. That's what the subject matter is here. After we've done our proof of concept, after we have a few sales, and after we go and get a purchase order, it's not actually money because we're not getting paid right now. How do we turn it into a derivative? Meaning, how do we get paid up front? Because we have to pay for inventory. We have to pay for employees. We have to pay for marketing and advertising. All that has to come out of your pocket right away. But when you get a purchase order, you don't receive that money right away. So how do we monetize it? Well, let's see what Damon Johns has to say about this. And what we've been talking about here at Stop Struggling Now. And welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it.
When we first started out, I think a 30-second commercial on MTV was $6,000, and a 30-second commercial on BET was $1,000.
Got it.
Now that's according to Nielsen ratings, right? They're able to, like any business we're in, even podcasts, whatever the case is, your numbers reflect how much you can charge. So let's say, argument's sake, 1 million people were watching MTV's 30 seconds, so that justified asking for $6,000 per hour. And BET then, obviously, the number would be, only 15% of that, right? 150,000. But I knew already that nobody in the projects pays for cable. So number one, there were way more than 1 million people watching BET because they had maybe illegal cable.
I see.
Also, a lot of African Americans have big families, and there are more people around one television set.
Got it.
And at that time, there was not a lot of African American programming going on, so MTV had programming that everybody could watch. So now you're one of 30 channels, but BET's one of one. So I paid $1,000.
Yeah, I understand.
Right? And I bought as many commercials as I could. And I damn near owned the network for 2 years. And it became way more profitable than this.
Yeah.
Another hack was, at the time when they were blurring out logos on all the jerseys and all the things, because they said, we don't want to give free advertising. So even if I brought a product down to a video set, they couldn't wear it or it was a big blur. This was around 95 or 96. I realized that no jersey out there had a number 05, and nobody can ever say they were founded in 05 because 05 never came around. So I created and trademarked the 05. It was a number. The networks weren't blurring numbers. So we ended up trademarking 05, and we would then be able to put our jerseys in every single video we had, and nobody would ever look at something as FUBU. They would say 05, but they knew it was FUBU. But the networks didn't say anything because it's an O and a 5. When are you going to start blurring out a 1 and a 2 and a Jeter number and a Jordan number? So a lot of these type of hacks happen very often.
I understand.
And that's the way you do it.
You did something really cool. You had a purchase order, I think, from Las Vegas for $300,000, and then you put an ad in some newspaper to get that money.
See that right there, ladies and gentlemen? That's what I've been talking about as a derivative. Who's ever been a member of SSN Nation and been a subscriber for the last 3 years, you've heard me talk about derivatives. And how do you turn paper into a derivative? You can sell paper, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. When you go sign for a car, when you go buy a house, you sign a contract. That contract has a value. They can turn around and sell that contract to another party and get paid up front. Why wait 30 years? Why wait 15 years? Why wait 5 years? Why wait 7 years to receive your money when you can get a lump sum up front? Yes, it's going to be a little less, but that's what a derivative is, ladies and gentlemen. CEO to CEO. Now let's continue.
That money. That's a hack, dude. That's another one of those really, really creative things, right? And that's what Samsung came in from.
Right, and I wish I could tell you that I did it because I was a genius, but I did it. I got Samsung money because I was an idiot. Because I got turned down by 27 banks. I turned my house into a factory. I had $100,000 into it, and I didn't know what I didn't know. So I was paying for raw goods 90 days ahead of time. I was paying for my staff and shipping and equipment, right? And at that time, of course, accounts receivables, the retailers weren't paying me for 30, 60, 90 days.
Cash flow problems, yeah.
I was about to lose my house.
Yeah.
Turned around and had $500 left. My mother said to me, "You got one last chance. Let me just take an ad in the newspaper." I said, "We have nothing to lose. Go ahead." And 33 people called that ad. It was my mother's version of Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Now 30 of them were loan sharks, but 3 of them were real. It was Samsung who called. Yeah, it is a hack, but I really wish I could tell you that it was foresight. It was not at all.
I love this journey, dude. What was the key thing you were trying to do during that 5 years? Were you working more perfecting the product, or what was the key thing you were trying to do during those 5 years?
You're talking about the 5 years that I worked at Red Lobster,
yeah, while you were still hustling on
and
this
I
thing.
had I was still doing the hats. So I would work an average of 20 hours a day for 5 years, and the reason I did that is because I wanted to have enough time and I wanted to have enough resources to be able to know that I left everything on the field with the company.
Yeah.
And if I would have just left everything and left Red Lobster, then I would have been focused to having to make the company a success in 6 months, where it was unrealistic. But if I could put that time in and work at Red Lobster, I made my $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
I had medical benefits. I was taking all the food home from Red Lobster and eating that. I would tell the Red Lobster other waiters to come to a flea market on the weekend and help me sell goods. It allowed me to make a lot of mistakes on a very small level, but over the course of 5 years. I also rented out rooms in my house. So now I'm renting out rooms for whatever, $35 a week. So it's helping me pay down the mortgage and obviously do what I want to do. Did I sacrifice a lot? Not really. I'm 20 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't have kids. I didn't have anything else at that time. So I was able to put the work in at that time. I knew I wasn't going to be able to put that work in later on in my life when I was older with kids and a wife or whatever the case is. So that was really one of the things that, but more importantly for the founders, and this is something every single successful person watching this can agree upon, I loved what I was doing.
Yeah.
I just loved it. And that's why the 5 years didn't feel like any time, because first of all, and everybody here knows how it feels when you first see somebody with your product or your service and they have the they have this joy in it for what they did, and you validate that you have something worth value to them.
Yeah.
And I loved seeing that, right? So every day I'd want to make a different kind of hat, a different kind of shirt, whatever the case is. I want to put it on a different person. Oh my God, I see a person walking down the block with it. I never thought about wearing it like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Right? They're interpreting it a different way. Right? So that's why I could do it on the 5 years. So if anybody right here is watching saying, Jesus Christ, you think I got to put 5 years into this crap that I'm doing, then you shouldn't be doing it because you hate what you're doing. You're doing it for the wrong reason.
For sure. And after
CEO of My Life Series Part 2. Hopefully you enjoyed that section of the series. Let me know what you think down below, because the bottom line is whenever you have your own business, whether it's online, whether it's offline, you have all types of different obstacles and concerns to promote your brand. Just because you're ahead right now doesn't mean you get to stay ahead. So therefore, you have to always be willing to learn, innovate, be humble, and listen to somebody else, because you don't know the answers to everything. Sometimes you need help from other professionals, from other people that are not even professionals, might even have something good to say. That's what you have to think about here, ladies and gentlemen, as you do your business, your CEO of My Life journey. And by the way, I have to mention it once again. The gear, you can go get it at the StopStrugglingNow.com website. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And hopefully you're learning something. Even though this happened years ago, this is the same playbook that you can use today, except on a better scale, because now you have the internet. They had to do hand-to-hand before. You couldn't just post it up online and potentially be able to sell items. You couldn't do that. Now you can. So you have the first step that you can use. Then you have websites such as Shopify, Amazon, eBay, and other websites, Etsy, Fair, that can help you promote your products, Teespring, Printify. So with all that said, there's no excuses, no barriers to entry. Keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.